Series on the line against the Boston Red Sox. Next to Oral Hershiser, I'm Stephen Nelson. Kirsten Watson's going to say hello in just a minute. But Oral, the Dodgers, they have not lost a series in about a month now because they've been so good responding to losses.
Well, the winning percentage here in August is a franchise best, and if they keep that up, it's going to be a great August. But they can't do what they did yesterday. To win this series and to have a winning road trip, they've got to play typical Dodger baseball.
Yeah, clean things up after what happened in Game 2 and hopefully get a quality outing from Gavin Stone. Let's go downstairs to Kirsten Watson, who has the pitching plan for us today.
Yeah, Steven. So Gavin Stone is planning to take the bulk of the innings, but Caleb Ferguson is going to be the opener and was going to have the start this afternoon. Now, Gavin is currently out here doing his pregame routine as if he was going to start, so it does seem very likely that he is going to come in right after Caleb today, guys.
I wonder if we'll have as much drama as we've had the last two games of the Dodgers. Been a great weekend for old friends. One of those old friends for Boston will lead off the game when we come back. His name, Marcus Lynn Betts. Brought to you by Nissan. Save on the action-packed Nissan lineup today at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event. And by Jack in the Box. The double bacon sourdough jack has slice after slice after slice after slice of bacon. Try it at Jack in the Box. Dodgers getting loose in the dugout ahead of the series finale against the Red Sox. We flash back to Saturday with the All-State Mayhem moment. Bases loaded in the eighth. Max Muncy up, called out by Jordan Baker, the home plate umpire, on a pitch that seemed below the zone. Max Muncy tossed his bat and then was tossed from the game. Dave Roberts, the same fate.
From the bench, you can tell height, and Dave Roberts had an argument there.
Dave Roberts and company have moved on to today with this starting lineup, driven by your helpful SoCal Honda dealers. Mookie Betts back on the infield in the leadoff spot as the second baseman, Freddie Freeman at first. Then the string continues of left-handers, 6 in a row, followed by Peralta, Muncy at third, Jason Hayward in right, James Outman in center, and then Michael Busch as the DH. The last two, Miguel Rojas at short and Austin Barnes behind the plate. It's been a special road trip in these two cities for that man, Dave Roberts. First in Cleveland against the team for which he made his major league debut, and now against the Red Sox in Boston, the place that he played a huge role in bringing a championship to the franchise. We show you the National League West standings. The Dodgers 12 in front of the D-backs entering action on Sunday, and because of that lead, Dave Roberts reiterating to the media, they will have the luxury and the flexibility to manage workloads down the stretch.
Well, they definitely have had that advantage throughout the years that Dave Roberts has been at the helm. One of the winningest managers of all time as he starts his first year and then continues on as he's done that. Now a World Series champion.
All eyes, all cameras continue to be on Mookie Betts this weekend. His first time back in Boston since being dealt by the Red Sox to the Dodgers. Getting his swings in before facing right-hander Tanner Houck, making his 15th start of the year.
This righty has struggled this year, and the Dodgers are wanting to take advantage of it right away. The 1-2 punch of Betts and Freeman will have to face this kind of stuff right away. His velocities are not that far apart when he's throwing his hard stuff, all the way down to he has to throw that slider to change speeds, because from 87, 88 miles an hour up to 93, 94, that is not very much change of speed. So the hitters can be on it and easily get the ball into fair territory and have the barrel on it.
The Red Sox won each of Houck's first 4 starts. He was 3-0 in those 4 turns, but they've lost 8 of his last 10 outings. He is 0-7 since that 3-game beginning. But his year sort of revolves around June 16th. He was struck in the face by a line drive, just came back off the injured list. One more time. Boston does it right. Fastball inside from Houck. We're playing ball here in Boston. The finale at Fenway. The Dodgers seeking an 8th consecutive series victory. Fastball evens the count. Betts now has the longest active hitting streak in baseball at 14 games. He's 4 for 10 in the series. Ground ball left side and through for a leadoff knock. Make it 15 in a row for Mookie Betts.
That didn't take long. It's not a double. It's not a home run. He did make the last out of last night's game, and it gave everyone a thrill with bases loaded and a long fly ball to the deepest part of the park here. But here he finds the 6th hole for a single.
15 games matches his longest hitting streak of the year. On in front of Freddie Freeman. Four hits on Friday. Did not have any hits on Saturday, but he did reach a couple of times via the walk. And Freddie rockets one to left center field. That gets down, gets to the wall. Mookie held up at third. A stand-up double for Freddie Freeman, number 49 in 2023.
He continues to move up the doubles list and now is tied with Sean Green for the Los Angeles Dodger record, and now he's chasing the franchise record. What a sweet swing, and we have seen this swing all year long ever since Freddie has been a Dodger. That is his primary target, left center.
Comfortably leads the majors in doubles. As Houck gives strike one to David Peralta. Second and third, nobody out in the top of the first. Big chase from Peralta to fall behind 0-2. Had a pinch hit double in the 8th inning. And on the base pass, he seemed a bit uncomfortable, but obviously healthy enough to be starting today. Strikes out on 3 pitches. We'll welcome Max Muncy to the plate with our Audi player profile. Yesterday he joined this list. Dodgers with 30 home run seasons. He now has 4. Level with Mike Piazza and Roy Campanella.
Here's the home run that did it. It was a low fastball, and he knew it before he left the batter's box. Solid contact over the wall. Brewstar's got the souvenir.
It's a chance to do some more damage with 2 in scoring position. He holds up on a second ball. Now, he was asked about the ejection. Jordan Baker was the home plate umpire last night. He's at third today. The 2-0. Max takes ball 3. And he said, obviously, he threw the bat. He told Jordan the ball was down. Jordan Baker responded, "You threw your bat." Max said that kind of locked him up a little bit when Jordan said that. And Max said, "I need you to lock it in a big situation like that." Jordan Baker said, "Okay," and threw him out. Now 3-0. Took the whole way, a 4-pitch walk to load the bases.
If that's the exact exchange, that was a very quick hook. There was nothing personal there. Doesn't sound like there was many swear words, but usually the throwing of equipment is just a fine, $100, $200 fine, but it's not an ejection.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Jason Hayward. Pitch clock violation before the pitch.
Connor Wong asking about the clock in center field.
And Alex Cora wants an explanation from Brennan Miller. So the count is still TBD because the video board at Fenway says it's 0-1.
But I think the clock in center field, I don't know if you can actually see it in the day game with the reflection up there. Pitcher from the mound should be able to see the clock, but Connor Wong might be saying that he can't see.
There was certainly a point from Miller beforehand, and that obviously played a factor in Jason Hayward kind of disengaging. Yeah. Our replay, which had the clock timed up in the bottom of the screen, the pitch was not away by the time it went 0.
For us to be confused up there, but they're confused down there, it justifies that not many people know what's going on yet.
It's Mark Carlson, the crew chief, and Miller talking with Alex Cora. Again, see, 000s.
Oh, it's a good 3-4 seconds before he delivers the ball. It's too late.
Given that this is the first season with the new rules and the pitch clock, our hope is that Major League Baseball recognizes that these confusing situations that can and will happen can be clarified. We do know that there's an umpire mic'd up.
The crew chief could talk from anywhere, activate his microphone
anywhere.
And talk to any. He doesn't have to come into a certain place.
Fenway, the Boston fans booing because it's 1-0. So now the pitch to Hayward. It's a strike just beneath the zone.
The clock in center field is not in the glare, and so everybody saw the clock.
1-1. Hayward waves through strike 2. Pinch hit for Ahmed Rosario yesterday in the 7th. Ended up with 2 plate appearances, 2 singles. Many hits yesterday as he had in the previous 5 games combined. Searching for a hit or at least a productive out. The bases loaded and 1 out.
How can go as high as 95 miles an hour, but he's trying to pitch out of this jam with his soft stuff. A lot of change-ups and breaking balls.
On the 1-2, Hayward sees a second ball well outside.
They're keeping the ball down, trying to get him to hit it on the ground.
Infield back with the bases loaded and 1 out. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Both outs in the inning for Houck. And the swinging strikeouts. First Peralta, and now Hayward.
A few chases here. This is definitely a ball almost out of hand. It starts in the right-hand batter's box, breaks over the plate, but way too low.
Dodgers turn to James Outman with 2 out. Has a pair of grand slams this year. One on the road in Wrigley, one at home in Dodger Stadium. 2 historic parks and another crack here in a 3rd historic park. He's behind 0-2. That'd be one heck of a trifecta.
It would be fantastic for your rookie year. Memorable.
Now has to battle. Ground ball bounces short. Or he steps on the bag, and Tanner Houck escapes the bases loaded jam. performance brought to you by the all-new Nissan Ariya. Alex Verdugo, the third player in baseball history with 3 straight leadoff home runs. The other 2, Ronald Acuna Jr. in 2018 and Brady Anderson in 1996. And he leads off for the Red Sox. Here's the starting lineup, driven by your helpful SoCal Honda dealers. In right field, Justin Turner, the DH today. Adam Duvall in left. Tristan Casas at first, cleaning things up. So no Rafael Devers. So he was hit on the wrist and forearm yesterday and in pain. So he's going to get a breather. With Caleb Ferguson opening things up for the Dodgers.
6th year in the big leagues. Getting pretty routine at being an opener.
The streak of leadoff home runs ends with a ground out to Betts. JT had himself a Saturday afternoon against his old club.
He had some really good rhythm. Home run, double, few RBIs. Bounced it off the green monster and then waved his finger at Kike like, you're not going to throw me out at second.
First year in Boston, 38 years young and on track to still set some career marks. 1-1. So he's up to 84 ribbies this year. His career high set with the Dodgers in 2016. That's 90 runs batted in.
I'm sure he ran the hitters meeting before this series as much as he knows the Dodger pitching staff. And it's so much easier when you have played behind most of the guys on the pitching staff to go into that meeting and then get into the batter's box and really be confident in the scouting report.
Violation now the other way. So it's 3-1. Returner, 9 years of familiarity, friendship with the Dodgers organization, and the Roberto Clemente Award winner in 2022. A 1-out walk. And the Justin Turner Foundation had the Turner Trot yesterday morning. So no matter what city they're in, Justin and Courtney, the mission stays the same for them, to make an impact in the community and give back as much as possible. And we had talked to Justin Turner when I was at the network right after he was given that award, and it just, you could tell how emotional it was for him, how much it meant to him to be honored in that way.
Yeah, some people have a foundation that they let the foundation do the work, but Justin and Courtney, they do a lot of the work themselves. You know, during the pandemic in Los Angeles, feeding a lot of the LA residents on a daily basis. Justin would make a lot of the phone calls to the restaurants that were donating food, would donate things back to them, make it a complete relationship. And Courtney, the same thing. Picking things up, taking her own car to the restaurants, getting the food, bringing it to the food bank. They not only in that time did they rise to the occasion, but they rise to the occasion all the time.
One popped up right side. Freddie giving it a look, and he's got it. As it tailed back in to foul ground. After Freddie catches that, let's take a look at the Dodger defense presented by Defender. And Freddie Freeman, number of games played, time for the most in Major League Baseball. He posts 9 total missed games the last 6 seasons.
Everyday Freddie. Consistent at his approach, consistent at being out there.
First pitch strike to Tristan Casas.
Dodger defense yesterday was a little bit porous with 2 errors.
That's rifled to right field. Splits the gap in right center. Gets to the bullpen wall. Justin Turner stands up at third. Tristan Casas stands up at second with a 2-out double.
This is a bullet to one of the deepest parts of the ballpark. It avoids the 420 mark, which is right center, the very deepest. And since it hits the shorter angled fence, that prevents Justin Turner from scoring.
Another factor which we alluded to yesterday is that JT has been dealing with a heel injury.
Yep.
Second and third, 2 away. It's Trevor Story, former Colorado Rocky, which is ball 1 high. As Kirsten Watson detailed pregame, Gavin Stone expected to be the bulk pitcher for the Dodgers. He's getting loose in the bullpen now.
I'm very interested to see Gavin Stone throw. Caleb Ferguson trying to get out of this 2-out jam, but Gavin Stone pitched with a lot of traffic the first time he was here. We'll see how he does this time around.
Ferguson's 14th pitch of the first is down and in. Tanner Houck got out of a bases loaded jam in the top of the first for the Red Sox. Ferguson would like to follow suit. One fouled away, so the count is level. For 6 years with the Rockies, Story signed a 6-year deal with the Red Sox, and last year his first in Boston was not a good one. It was the worst of his career, in fact. It was average on base, slug, OPS, you name it. Only played 94 games too. Right hand contusion and a left heel contusion, and then worse than that, when he was trying to ramp up throwing after Christmas, his elbow started to bark at him and required surgery, an internal brace put in. And he just came back, so this is only his 16th game of the year.
Red Sox expecting him when they signed him to be a force in the middle of their lineup, and I understand those expectations completely. He just hasn't been able to avoid the injury bug.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, ooh, that was awfully close. Called ball 3.
Heater inside, and it is very odd to think that that missed the strike zone, and it didn't electronically.
Now has to recover. Payoff pitch popped up. Austin Barnes underneath it. And Ferguson does escape the jam, stranding 2 at second and third. So we're done with 1 scoreless. On this road trip, we flash it back to what happened Thursday in Cleveland. His first major league home run. Dodgers in front in that game. They never looked back as they took the series. The start on Friday night was 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Back in as the DH here on this Sunday.
Everybody in the dugout was happy for him. You know, first hits can get a little sarcastic and humorous after you get back to the dugout with your first hit. But first home runs, everybody is on board, and it's sentimental for everybody. It's a goosebump moment for everyone in the organization, from the scouts to the front office to the managers and the coaches that have had you, and then of course the teammates that are there to greet you.
Ground ball right side. Nice stop by Reyes. He's up with the throw. It bounces, but Casas with the stretch to finish off the play. A dazzling one at second base.
Well, Reyes throwing that ball on a couple of bounces on purpose, because as you're gathering yourself and you don't have the proper footwork because you're just trying to get up and get an angle to make the throw, you throw it down into the ground exactly and accurately, because you're never going to throw it under the first baseman, but throwing it in the air, you have a chance to throw it wide or high.
The defense has been a huge issue for the Boston Red Sox this year. Dodgers fans have seen a little bit of that in this series, but if you watch Red Sox baseball, you'll see more errors and misplays than any team would like. 1-1, Miguel Rojas. Line drive, left field. This one threatening the monster. It is off of it. Miggy Rose slides into second with a double. He's now got a hit in 5 straight.
Miggy Rowe changed his philosophy on how he was hitting in a Dodger uniform, and he became more aggressive over the last month and a half or so. And right here, getting the head of the bat out on a breaking ball. Doesn't get too far out in front of it, gets out in front of it just about perfect. And that is definitely a routine double here when you hit it that deep off the wall.
One out and a runner in scoring position for Austin Barnes, the last of the order. Strike one from Tanner Houck.
The last 10 innings, the Dodgers have stranded 17 base runners. Oof. And this is a huge one. They stranded 14 yesterday. And remember, of course, last inning, bases loaded, no out. Don't get anybody in.
Austin Barnes bounces one softly back to Houck, who looks Rojas to second before throwing to first.
2 for 13 yesterday with runners in scoring position, and now today 0 for 4.
Just the man to end that streak and stretch. Mookie Betts, the hit leaders in the National League this month, the top 2 in Dodger blue. Mookie Betts was 43. Now, those two obviously not the issue this month. They're batting .425. The rest of the team is a .240 clip.
Well, this is where Mookie gets pitched to because Freddie's behind him.
Ground ball to short. And Betts is retired. Another runner left on for the Dodgers as we go to the bottom of the second. Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. The El Diablo Burger is back, and My Rewards members get a single for just $6.66 on the Carl's Jr. app. Nada so far for the Dodgers and Red Sox. Both teams have had early chances. Now, the bottom of the second, Gavin Stone, welcome back to the big leagues. And you see his numbers down in AAA with Oklahoma City. You know, what he's done since the 9th of July and what he's done here in the month of August, Oral.
Overall, outstanding numbers and getting hotter every start down there.
And that's going to be a 1-pitch, 1-out situation for Stone as he is one down the line.
Well, first pitch fastball with the bunt attempt. Freddie Freeman recorded the out there. Fastball all the way down to the slider at 85. Not a lot of change of speeds there. You can see the changeup is pretty firm between the fastball and the changeup. About 75% of the time he will throw one of those 2 pitches.
Wilyer Abreu just debuted in the big leagues on Tuesday in Houston against the Astros, the team that traded him to the Red Sox last year. Christian Vasquez, longtime catcher in Boston, went the other way to the Astros. Broken bat, the left field flare to Peralta. Haven't seen any strikeouts yet, but if the Dodgers staff can get to 10, then you know what's coming tomorrow. It would be a free jumbo jack and a Jack in the Box in the LA area with the purchase of a large drink. Connor Wong, 3rd round pick of the Dodgers in 2017. Red Sox uniform because, of course, he was involved in a notable trade somewhat. All two upstairs. Increase in consistent playing time for Wong. Yes, Mookie Betts. For those,
Yes,
did not know Mookie Betts was the trade. More playing time this year for Wong. He's ahead 3-0. Last year I mentioned the Red Sox traded Christian Vasquez and then let go of Kevin Plawecki, which was a very controversial move within the Red Sox clubhouse. But they did those things in large part because they wanted to see what they had in Wong. There was a fair ball down the line off that stanchion that juts out. So it'll only be a single for Connor Wong.
this is where Fenway robs you of extra bases. You've got to hook it down the line, keep it fair by third base, but then as it hooks and it hits that wall, shortstop has to go out to retrieve it. Sometimes it goes deep enough with the angle for the left fielder to retrieve it, but it does definitely hold you to a single.
First pitch to Arias, grounded to short, and that's a clean second for Gavin Stone. The Dodger offense can break through when we come back.
We're on the go with your Spectrum Sportsnet app. Sportsnet LA is available 24/7 to authenticated subscribers, so download the Spectrum Sportsnet app today.
Dodgers and Red Sox without a score in the top of the third. Freddie Freeman leading off for LA. Yesterday, Freddie sent out a special message to the young ballers of the El Segundo Little League World Series team, and they went on to beat Texas in the U.S. Championship game. Freddie Freeman lifts one in the air to right field. Going back on the track is Verdugo, and he's got it.
Nice route by Alex Verdugo, playing out there for the man that he was traded for. Mookie Betts used to play out there and make those kind of catches. This one against Freddie Freeman, and he tips his hat to Alex.
And Freddie Free's a nice guy, isn't he? Well, today the message from the Dodgers to the El Segundo Little League team was recorded by Dave Roberts as World Series title, Little League World Series title is on the line for El Segundo against the team from the Caribbean, and that game gets going shortly, I think noon Pacific.
I did the Little League World Series for ESPN and ABC Sports for 7 years or so, and it was one of the things that definitely was on my bucket list. If I was a fan and it was a broadcaster, it definitely became something that every year I looked forward to doing. The two events, the College World Series and the Little League World Series, are ridiculously fun.
2 balls, 2 strikes on David Peralta.
The whole atmosphere in Williamsport, from the small town atmosphere and the way they welcome all the little leaguers from all over the world.
Same in Omaha for the College World Series.
Exactly.
And one of the
Omaha's a little bigger than Williamsport.
just a tick. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Houck to Peralta. Tipped. And not held on to, so DP will stay in there. Check on Wong first. And one of the popular trivia questions that's thrown around in baseball, players who played in or Little League World Series, College World Series, won. Jason Varitek, Red Sox legend, who's part of the staff now. He's the answer to that question. Houck with another payoff. Bounce to first. Backhanded by Casas. Houck's covering.
This is Red Sox defense that they've been looking for all year. Routine is not routine in Boston this year. 3-1. Nice lead toss. Pitcher remembers to cover. Record the out.
Muncy can't hold up, going around on strike 1.
Definitely cheating on that pitch. 2 out, nobody on, looking for a home run right there, starting the bat as soon as the ball left the pitcher's hand.
He walked with 1 out in the first. That loaded the bases for the Dodgers, but they couldn't push anybody across. Ball 1's low. Jason Hayward struck out. And James Outman grounded out. In fact, the Dodgers' last 4 innings, 10 stranded.
Last 11 innings, 11 2/3, what we have right here. 18 stranded. This is not the team that we saw hitting with runners in scoring position over this hot streak through August.
It's low. Max works the count full. Now shoots one the other way. Duvall jumps. He's not going to make the play. Bounces hard off the scoreboard at the base of the monster. Muncy will hustle in. His extra base hit streak rolls on to 5.
Max gets himself into scoring position, so we have a chance to look at how they do at the wrist stat again. They've left 3 on with bases loaded, no out. They've left a double out from Miguel Rojas, left him stranded. This ball just out of the reach.
I like Jay Hay to come through and end that. Ball 1 down and in.
The Dodgers are less reliant on the home run every single month of this season. They get less and less reliant. In wins, they hit well over 300 with runners in scoring position. In losses, they hit about 189. So there's a huge difference between these situations right here if the Dodgers are going to win or lose the game.
Muncy on second. The 1-1 to Hayward. Called strike 2. I think pitchers have to love what they see from Connor Wong and how he receives the baseball. Flips the count. So now 1-2. Bounce over the head of Houck. And Story will crowd it short. Another left on base for the Dodgers.
College students, bring your Dodgers to school with you with MLB.TV. Receive a free subscription to MLB.TV when you attend a game. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit, of course, MLB.TV for details.
Scoreless game in the bottom of the 3rd. First of the order for Boston facing Gavin Stone. Alex Verdugo grounded out in the first inning. The streak of leadoff home runs ends at 3. And for a second time today, he grounds out to second. You know, only 3 Red Sox players have ever hit more leadoff home runs in a season than Alex Verdugo. He has 5 this year. Nomar had 7 in 1997. Kike Hernandez had 6 in 2021. And Mookie Betts had 6 in 2016. Mookie has 11 this year for the Dodgers. Strike 1 to Justin Turner. And on the hands. Walked and got to third. Second and third for the Red Sox in that first inning, but Caleb Ferguson escaped.
Bayou, strike 2. The fastball has been the foundational pitch. Really has not been able to show the cutter and the changeup yet, at least for consistent strikes.
This has been a thing for him, though, at the big league level this year, putting hitters away when he's got 2 strikes. And again, he does not.
Devers not in the lineup today because he was hit yesterday on the wrist, and they're going to take him for an MRI and wait for the results. He's still experiencing some pain. And now Justin Turner gets plunked in the left shoulder.
Turner shared a laugh with Austin Barnes before taking first base. Strike just north of the zone to start off Adam Duvall. But to that point about putting batters away for Gavin Stone, I mean, coming into this one, 17 of the 36 hitters he got to 2 strikes reached safely.
The breaking balls are in development still. I'm sure they're improving with the numbers we saw that he came up from AAA with. But the cutter and the slider are behind the fastball and the changeup.
0-2. Duvall swing and a miss, strike 3.
At 87, that could have been a little baby slider. It also could have been a cutter. Doesn't have a ton of break, but it definitely is a little bit more off speed. Could also been maybe a 2-seamer. That's a tough one to read. That 87-mile-an-hour strikeout was a changeup. That's offensive to me. That was my fastball. That's why I couldn't recognize it.
The gun was light back then, Oral, wasn't you?
It was a tad light, but
it's light.
Not quite that light.
23-year-olds facing off here. Stone against Casas. Who gets fooled, swinging through strike 1.
Change up. He just needs to go back a couple generations and he'd been right on that pitch. So many guys throwing hard nowadays. The training, the expectation that when you're a youngster that the way you're going to get drafted is if you learn to throw hard.
That should square up the count. It does. So we'll take a call.
Outside the strike zone, but it's being called today.
Stone settles in for this 3-2 to Casas. Turner head start, fouled away.
Justin Turner and Freddie Freeman
have been very playful at first.
Playing a little grab beep over there.
Rolled over to first, and Freddie blocks it, keeps it in front of him, and steps on the bag. And smiles for Stone. Another scoreless frame of work for him.
Where he won a World Series for the first time since he was being traded to the Dodgers in 2020. And Justin Turner He reunites with former teammates before the Red Sox face the Dodgers in Boston. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers. That's Friday after the postgame show.
Well, that'll be a real good one. The Backstage crew. Top four, James Outman leading off for the Dodgers. 6, 7, and 8 in the order. Efforting a breakthrough against Tanner Houck.
There's been traffic. There's been a little bit of excitement with some jams and runners in scoring position, but nothing for the fans. Pantone 294 or the Red Sox fans that have filled up this place today. Nothing for them to really sink their teeth into yet.
Tremendous crowds, tremendous buzz in the ballpark. All 3 games of this series.
This whole area around Fenway is so much fun. I mean, but don't come to this area and think you're going to leave quickly unless you're walking.
Dodger fans are familiar.
Yes.
Back at Dodger Stadium, 3-2 after the foul ball for Outman.
I mean, they continue to develop around the ballpark and turn it almost into a Fenway village. All the bars and restaurants around, the concert hall.
The 3-2 belted to right field. This one at the warning track. This ball into the bullpen. That's number 16 for James Outman.
Well, it's into the Red Sox bullpen, but probably that ball will get handed over the wall to the Dodger bullpen. So James might get that one as something that go in his man cave. You got to hit it a long way out there, and he did. It takes at least 390, I think, to get it out there.
And so while not a grand slam, he does get that home run in another historic ballpark. That was a sweet swing for James.
And he's just looking for contact, but he got solid contact there. Getting rid of the swings and misses that he's been having lately.
Where's one at? One.
I think the mission has started. 0-2. The count on Michael Busch. You were discussing the emotions for Michael after his first home run in Cleveland. When the team got to the hotel here in Boston, he still was grinning ear to ear, being congratulated on his way to the elevator up to his room. And as we joked on the broadcast, we weren't joking. You weren't going to be able to wipe the grin off his face for a while. Here's the 2-2 from Houck. You got a piece.
For the Dodgers, it's another inning where they don't go 1, 2, 3. In the last 2 games, they haven't gone 1, 2, 3, but one time. They only have found 5 runs. That tells you where the problem is as far as the left on base. They've been setting the table here in Boston. They just haven't been eating very well. That one is called skip rope.
It's successfully done for Busch to hop out of the way.
Up by your head is chin music. This is skip rope.
On Houck's 3-2. Busch tried to check up but could not.
There was some strength in this check swing. I thought he might have held up. Yeah, it's borderline. It's that gray baseball rule, and on the road in the gray uni, They called you out.
Rojas is 1 for 1 with a double. Waves at strike one. You know, through July, Oral, Miggy Rowe was not supplying a lot of pop, not a lot of slug, just 11 extra base hits and 243 ABs. Gotta be, man, Connor Wong is wearing some foul balls, by the way. It's not ideal for him or any catcher. 0-2 the count on Rojas. But in August, 6 extra base hits in 63 ABs. You see the at-bats per extra base hit at the bottom of the screen. He is getting the foot down, as D-Train likes to say. The Dodgers have 1 extra base hit in this fourth, a home run for Outman. 16 as a rookie, the most for any Dodger rookie since Belly's 39 in 2017. Good eye, Miggy Rowe. Here comes the 2-2. It's low.
Miguel looks locked in. You're really commanding the strike zone here.
He works himself to first base with a walk. So like Max Muncy now, Rojas has a double and a walk.
Austin Barnes coming up. Started this game hitting .409 in August. Now has dropped below that number, but he is on a hot streak. 4-game hit streak. Looking for one here.
First pitch swinging, pulled foul. And on a hot streak with sporadic playing time, which is not easy for any player to do.
It is not, because, you know, hitting, baseball in general is an experiential sport. There's a rhythm to it. There's information that you get even when you fail. And so, yeah, the timing and the picking up the ball and hitting off of different pitchers, but doing it like once a week, it's really hard.
He's behind Houck, 0-2. Conservative lead for Rojas off first base. And that's down the middle for strike 3.
Well, prior to Austin Barnes striking out, there were 3 batters and 3 full counts, but this one doesn't take that long. Houck gets the job done.
Two out, back to the top of the order. Mookie Betts gives a souvenir for Dino Weeble.
Mookie's approach looks like he's trying to pick on the green monster. Ground ball base hit in the 6th hole in the first at bat. Ground ball on a breaking ball away that he tried to pull and rolled over to short in the next at bat. Definitely looking to pull.
Strike 2 at the bottom of the zone. You know, Alex Cora was asked about, you know, Mookie yesterday coming to the plate with the game on the line. He said we slowed him down a little bit. That's the most important thing. I don't know where the pitch was, but we're going to take our chances with him going to right field or right center because they know his power is to the pull side.
Well, Mookie in this park, I'm sure there are most of his at bats that he is looking for something off speed for a strike, because that puts you automatically slightly out front and easier to lift the ball. Off speed and low and away to a right-handed hitter here. You're going to have a tendency, if you're trying to pull it, to roll over it for a ground ball to short or third. But if you find that off-speed pitch for a strike that is slightly up, you can elevate that ball and definitely hit it to the pull side.
He's already pushed the hitting streak to 15 games.
There it is right there. That's exactly the pitch he's looking for. Off speed up. It just happened to be so far away that he had to hook it with his top hand and pull it foul. You see that ball break. He took an 0-1 fastball. And that tells me about a smart hitter like Mookie that if he's taking an 0-1 fastball for a strike, he's looking soft.
It's a fastball down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
When the hitter swings the bat, he gives you information because you get the timing of what he's going for and what he's looking at and when he starts, where he ends up hitting the foul ball. But when he's taking fastballs for strikes, it gives you even more information.
Foul ball on Houck's 30th pitch of this 4th inning. Action in the Boston bullpen. Here comes number 80 from Houck. 2-2 to Betts. Popped up left field. Duvall in front of the monster on the warning track. Has the 3rd out in the inning. That's how it ends. How it started was with this home run from James Outman. The Dodgers with the 1-0 lead.
Tonight on August 30th when the Dodgers take on the Diamondbacks. For tickets, go to Dodgers.com/ticketpacks.
Thank you, Kirsten. The Dodgers will return home at the conclusion of this game, which they now lead 1-0 thanks to that man. Number 33, James Outman, solo home run in the top of the 4th. Trevor Story kicking things off for the Red Sox in the home half. Way out in front of the 0-2. Rolled over to Muncy at 3rd. 1 away.
Gavin Stone has used the fastball an awful lot today. A little over 60% of the time.
You have any early thoughts forming on Stone so far?
Well, this Red Sox team is a very good offensive team, and they've been hot lately. And if his fastball has been the pitch that he's been able to use, that means it's got a lot of life to it, and that's what I'm seeing. Much better location than we saw in his previous stint in the big leagues. And he's throwing his fastball a lot more.
Gets a strike 1 call. You are right, though, about the Red Sox rolling on offense. Averaging 9 runs a game the last 4. 36 runs on 57 hits. They've blasted 5 home runs the first couple games of this series.
Day games after night games, sometimes you get a different look at a team because they use some of their other personnel. Endeavor's being out with the wrist injury as of right now, not on the IL, but they're just giving him a day and getting an MRI on it.
Count evens up 2-2. They played 12 runs against the Dodgers this weekend. 8 thanks to the homer.
Yeah, the Dodgers don't give up many home runs, and usually they're solo shots. That's pretty much the way their starting pitching gives them up. It's Clayton Kershaw or Lance Lynn.
It's another ground ball to 3rd. And another out for Stone.
Julio giving up the 3-run shot yesterday was a big, huge surprise because it was an 0-2 count mistake. And he ended up walking a guy, giving up a stolen base, and another 0-2 base hit up the middle on a ground ball. I'm sure he's frustrated today, but I'm sure he got a good lather in his workout and will get ready for his side work and then his next start.
Base is empty, 2 down. A strike to Abreu. You know, one of the talented hitters that the Dodgers haven't seen in the last couple of days is Masataka Yoshida, the left fielder in his first year in the major leagues after signing a big deal with the Red Sox, come over from Japan. It's because Yoshida has had a hard time adjusting to major league travel, all the different time zones. You think about MPB, you're taking Shinkansen, the bullet train, one time zone, very familiar. And so the Red Sox, in studying Yoshida when he was with the Oryx Buffaloes, as there's a strikeout to end the bottom of the 4th. Or start a story with 2 out, 2 strikes. You know that, Oral. Cliffhanger. We'll be back after this.
Great tease.
Dave Roberts took us on a little field trip down memory lane into the Green Monster, and we were able to find an old signing of his. So back in 1999, he came with the Cleveland, then Indians, came with them. At the time, his wife, Tricia, was pregnant with their oldest son, Cole, and so he wrote a special note on the concrete wall back there. So he signed his name, and he put CDR because he knew that that was going to be Cole's initials before he was born. A year later, 2000, Cole is born. 2004, he was able to come back with Dave when Dave Roberts was playing for the Red Sox. He was able to sign his name. Their youngest daughter, Emmy Roberts, has also been able to sign her name in there as well. So it was really special for Dave Roberts just to share one of these stories with us and for us to be able to find it, because it was a little bit of a scavenger hunt in there in the Green Monster, guys.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman pushes a fly ball toward that monster, and it will hit off the top of the standings board. Another double for the doubles machine that is Freddie Free. That's number 50.
This is an out in most ballparks, but here, this is where Fenway giveth.
And Freeman will take it.
Okay.
Now 2 off tying Johnny Frederick's mark of 52. Set in 1929. With the lefty Chris Murphy on the mound now for Boston. Ahmed Rosario will pinch hit for David Peralta. And he swings at the first pitch, and skies one to center. Abreu battling the sun. He's got it. Freeman's going to tag and head to third. It's a good throw. How about the tag? The ball is knocked out of the glove, so it doesn't matter.
What an excellent throw. And you know you have a very strong arm. It's accurate. It just hops a little too close. If you get it there all the way in the air, it's there, but the short hop is what ties them up. We've seen some outstanding Red Sox defense today, and this throw included. It would have been an amazing tag if he picked that and got it down.
Strike. Max Muncy. Look at the play at third. Rios just could not corral what was a really good throw, as you alluded to.
Outstanding throw. A lot of times from center field, you don't see those kind of arms.
Muncy the other way, an RBI base hit for Max, doubles the Dodger lead.
%50 of their runs today with a home run, and now with a base hit. Max working hard to get that average over 200.
He's like, yeah, oh yeah, Muncy's not right-handed. Got to flip it over to left side.
Put it in a mirror.
Another pinch hitter for the Dodgers. And for Jason Hayward is Chris Taylor. Strike one.
I talked earlier about Mookie Betts looking for breaking balls for strikes to try and pepper the green monster. Well, the hits this inning, both from left-handers going that direction off the lefty Chris Murphy.
Freddie Freeman's LA Dodger record 50th double, leading to the second run of the game. Two and one. You know, to go back to Kirsten's story about Dave Roberts visiting the Green Monster, again, how can you not be romantic about baseball? Because the date marked underneath Doc's signature, ground ball to third, and this could be two. Nope, not with Taylor's speed. So he's awarded after the fielder's choice. The date was September 19th. In CDR for Cole David Roberts. Doc and Trish knew that that was going to be the name of their son. And then Emmy's birthday years later, September 19th.
Wow.
First pitch strike to James Outman, who did this his last time up. That solo home run you see at the bottom of your screen. Behind 0-2, showing the T-Mobile coverage cam.
This is it visually. A moment ago you read about it.
Still read the newspaper. Yeah.
Newspaper? What's that?
Stop it. 1-2 the count now on Outman.
Then you're going to tell me about like circulation compared to hits or subscriptions. Everything on the internet is circulated. These runs that the Dodgers have scored are really valuable because, as you can see, the shadows are starting to creep in to home plate. Yesterday's game, a 4 o'clock start, and the vision was absolutely terrible. And so as we get closer and closer to, I'd say, another half hour, home plate is going to be in the shadows.
Murphy's 2-2 to Outman. Inside, check swing. Strong man.
When the hands are a little bit more connected to your chest, easier to hold the bat up.
Outman down swinging, but the Dodgers get another RBI single for Max Muncy. It's a 2-0 game. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA. It's brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Changes for the Dodgers. Ahmed Rosario stays in the game at second base. That pushes Mookie Betts out to right where Jason Hayward was, and Chris Taylor takes over for Peralta in left. First pitch to the bottom of the fifth, grounded to short. Play made by Miggy Rowe. Yeah, so is now a good time to finish that cliffhanger?
I think you need to start from the beginning because we have probably 10,000 people that are a new audience.
You ready?
Yeah, go.
So one of the talented bats for the Red Sox lineup that the Dodgers haven't seen the last couple of days, Masataka Yoshida.
That was a much better start than the last time.
I said it was more conviction because I think I knew where I was going better.
Go for it.
Okay, keep going. So he signs a 5-year, $90 million contract with the Red Sox in December. You know, he factored in the posting fee, $100 million gamble, and major league media and folks reacted in a way, wow, that's a lot of money for him. Well, Adam Jones, former big leaguer, played with Yoshida with the Oryx Buffaloes and said, this is the Japanese Juan Soto. And Yoshida has had a terrific year, but he has cooled off of late in large part because he's still adjusting to Major League life. The travel in different time zones, did not have to contend with that in NPB. As they're playing in one country, taking the bullet train, the Shinkansen around. And the Oryx Buffalo staff told the Red Sox, hey, when you start to see him grounding out, hitting empty fly balls, that means he needs to rest for a bit. And he's known for his great eye and drawing walks. He only has one this month, so they're giving him one of those spells. Alex Verdugo pulls a fly ball to right field. Mookie Betts charging toward the line, and he's got the second out.
So they're going to rest him for a while, and we'll see him back, what, in 4 or 5 days? Who knows how long the rest needs to be.
One rest that may be coming to an end today, depending on how this game shakes out, is that of Kenley Jansen.
Oh, that's true. We've had enough Dodger reunions.
A lot going both directions in this series matchup.
Well, Alex Verdugo having a great game yesterday. Justin Turner at the plate, great game yesterday. Chris Martin, key outs yesterday. Dodgers trying to win this one to win the series.
Big swing, big miss for JT. It's 0-2.
Good double play candidate at the plate with the sore heel. The age. Running from the right hand batter's box, and Gavin Stone, he doesn't need a double play. That was a good idea. How are we doing there?
I'm just excited to tell Justin that you called him a good double play candidate.
He is.
I'm just gonna,
even though the Dodgers don't need one.
Did you hear what Oral said? I know he officiated your wedding and all.
No, the reason I was going there is because Gavin Stone's been getting a ton of ground balls, and I was just looking down. But
no, you're calling him slow and old.
No, I was so engulfed with your story about resting left-handed hitters.
Stone ready for another 0-2 to Turner. This one back above us. I think it got out of Fenway.
Shadow's not engulfing home plate yet, just starting to creep in there. But the flags waving off to the side can be a distraction.
You can see it on the left part of your screen there. And Stone put JT away. Stuff to do. In the air, right side. Freeman, Rosario there, and Freddie, basket catch. The Dodgers preserve this 2-0 lead. Let's go to the 6th inning.
Be one of the first 40,000 fans in attendance on August 29th to receive a Chris Taylor bobblehead presented by Spectrum. For tickets, go to Dodgers.com/promotions.
Outstretched glove of CT. Good luck for the bobblehead. It's Michael Busch. At the beginning of the 6th, Dodgers with a chance to add to this 2-0 lead. Got a solo home run from James Outman in the 4th. Max Muncy's RBI single scored Freddie Freeman after his league leading and LA Dodger record 50th double of the year. Stop, don't hide from the cameras, Freddie. 3-1. Count on Busch. Chris Murphy, 25-year-old left-hander at the high school of Granada Hills. Born in Mission Hills, California. Played his college ball at USD in San Diego. Count full after the foul ball. Talked to Michael pregame about adjusting to the DH role. He's strike 3. Both of Bush's strikeouts in this game have been really close. A close check swing. Call could have gone either way. Went against him, and that close call. It's up in the stands. Rojas has reached twice. Flare, right field line. Casas in foul territory. Ball one on Austin Barnes, who's up with 2 out. Back-to-back strikes for Murphy. A lot of members of Team Mexico in the World Baseball Classic in this series too. Just former Dodgers and former Red Sox playing for the other teams now. Of course, Barnes, both Julio and Luis Urias, Jaron Duran, Alex Verdugo. Jaron Duran hurt for Boston right now. Two coming to Barnes. Shoots one to right field. Verdugo will charge in, but he's not going to get there. 2 out. Knock for Austin Barnes, and as it bounces into the seats, he gets another base and a chance to do the Freddie. his face shield guarding that smile.
Barrels are overrated. It's actually on the barrel. It's just kind of deflected down there, and then the hop gives you 2.
In scoring position for Mookie. First pitch strike. That's 1 for 3 with a single. He had a 15-game hit streak come to an end, and then all he did was just start another 15-game hit streak. So hits in 30 of his last 31. And bats launched to left. Mookie is a monster to the top of the monster.
It's not a homecoming, but what a return.
He ties his career high set just last year with number 35. And it doubles the lead for LA. It's 4-0.
Kid in Boston named after Mookie today.
So many family and friends made the trip up to Boston this weekend. That's trying to hop around to all of his favorite spots. It's a ground ball to first. Murphy covers and ends the top of the 6th. But another look. He's been beating up the monster all series long. Finally gets one over it and gives the Dodgers a 4-run lead.
Educators Sweepstakes. 8 winners will receive a $50 gift certificate. That's not 10, that's $50 gift certificate from Shakey's Pizza plus a teaching kit. Enter online at spectrumeducator.com. $50.
Once again, the camera zooms in on Mookie Betts after hitting a home run in his return weekend to Fenway Park. Adam Duvall trying to do the same thing high in the atmosphere, tickling the top of the monster. It hits the top. It did not get over, so it's a leadoff double.
This was way up there. Routine double.
On in front of Tristan Casas. You know, the conversation around Mookie in this weekend has been about what was offered, would he have signed it, looking, you know, going back, right? And that's kind of been the first lens that everyone was looking through. But for Mookie, he's talking about coming home. This is where he grew up. So many memories and missing the people. But he's also one of the great stories of how this now perennial MVP candidate that we know him as, Casas, pushes one toward the left field corner, and it gets to the first row of the Green Monster, and it cuts the Dodgers lead in half.
It's not a long way down the line, and there is some wind up above Fenway Park, and he hits this ball so high it looks like a pop-up off the bat, but the wind swirling and then blowing out to left. It reaches the first row.
This one sent to right. Mookie chasing after it, and he runs it down.
What a great route by Mookie Betts. You can tell that the wind is swirling, and he was battling it because he was not taking anything for granted. There was no timing to that route as much as there was just speed. Get there and get near that ball as soon as possible. The feet are churning. That's a very nice, accurate, well-run route.
That's the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. One sent toward the pesky pole, little tail foul. So just like that, or I mean, that's what we're saying after Austin Barnes and a ground rule double, and then Mookie Betts with a 2-run home run. That's huge now. It's the difference in the game. Reyes pulls back the bunt attempt. It's a strike. It's 0-2. Home run number 21 for Tristan Casas.
Dodgers got their runs in the last inning with 2 outs and 2 strikes, and they plate 2. Red Sox come back with no outs, nobody on, and plate 2.
Battling against Stone. afraid to go back to the bet story.
You can always wait for 2 outs and 2 strikes and tease it.
Another cliffhanger. Bounce to Muncy at third. Waited for it and then throws out Reyes. 2 down. Mentioned the injury to the young talent Jarren Duran. That gave the opportunity to this man, Wilyer Abreu. His first 3 major league games, he went 6 for 12 with a home run, 2 doubles, and 5 runs batted in against the team that traded him in Houston. The Astros visit Fenway Park this week. Left center. Tails over to the glove of Taylor. The back-to-back extra base hits from Duvall and the home run from Casas. It's a 2-run game. Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. Definitely more than a 90-minute flight on tap for the Dodgers following the conclusion of this game. Back home tomorrow against Arizona. And Atlanta will be in town for a huge one in the NL standings. Dodgers 4, Red Sox 2 here in the top of the 7th of the finale at Fenway Park. Three, 4, and 5 on the docket for the Dodgers. Rosario, Muncy, and Taylor. Ahmed and CT both came in as pinch hitters in the 5th. One grounded foul.
Dodgers get to go home after this game. Been on the road, 2 different cities, Cleveland and here. But if you have to go on the road, this is not a bad city to come to. Boston is right up there in the top 3 or 4 as far as bucket list for baseball.
A lot of Dodger fans smartly taking advantage of the ballpark tours that they do here at Fenway as well, seeing all the historic spots. On top of the monster, the Ted Williams seat. That's a base hit for Rosario. Speed on the bases to start the 7th.
2 at bats, 1 for 2 now. Flew out to center in the other at bat. This one a linea to the left center gap, and I thought it had a chance to shoot that gap, and if he got it in that gap, he could have gotten 3.
Max Muncy has reached 3 times today. Double, an RBI single, and a walk.
Look at that. 201.
That's something Max has wanted to see for a while.
He better look up now, because this at bat, he could go one way or the other.
But 30 and 83. That's nice. Still an above average hitter this year. Looking at OPS plus, park adjusted.
If he can get that average to like 220, he's going to have some kind of strong finish. Those balls go by you and you know they're borderline, and then you hear the umpire yell strike, and it's just like, oh, this crushes you for a moment.
Murphy looks at Rosario, comes home to Muncy and gets him to swing and miss on strike 3.
Walk, double, base hit, strikeout. Still been a good day, Max.
Tired for the first time today. Swing, big miss. And another. You mentioned how Boston, a fantastic road city for any fan to visit. Check this ballpark off the list. Obviously for Dave Roberts, well documented his history within this park. Pearson detailing his signature inside the Green Monster. Obviously on the field as well. Forever a legend. That stolen base in the 2004 ALCS. Of course, the Yankees led the Red Sox 3-0 in that series. The greatest closer ever, perhaps, in Mariano Rivera on the mound. My guy, Kevin Millar, drew a walk, and then Dave Roberts pinch ran for him. And what's crazy, it was crazy then, and it's even more awesome now. The whole world knew Doc was running, and he got second base anyway. Scored, tied the game. Red Sox won the game, and the rest is history.
Appropriately, Rosario steals second. And Dave Roberts will tell you that you are a stolen base expert when everybody knows you're going, and that's what Maury Wills used to teach him. And for Maury, it was chanting Maury, 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 or go, go, Maury. With the Brooklyn fans. And so everybody knew Dave was going, and he made it, and his mentor was smiling ear to ear.
To Taylor. Third swinging strike. Back to back for Murphy.
Go back to the fourth inning and see that sweet swing of James Outman, and it was a powerful sweet swing.
16th home run of the year. Gave the Dodgers an early 1-0 lead. Now it's 4-2.
You watch left-handed bats get replaced by right-handed bats, with Peralta being substituted with Rosario, and then Hayward being substituted with Taylor. Outman doesn't get that.
Because he knows how to hit lefties. A base hit to right. Green light for Rosario. The throw home off the mark. Outman with his second ribby of the day, and it's 5-2.
James Outman, a rookie with reverse splits. A lot of times you protect your rookies that are going to be good offensive players and don't put them against tough hand-on-hand at bats. But with James Outman, he has shown that all the ball has to do is cross the plate. Doesn't matter if it's from a lefty or a righty. He's able to hit it and gets one there.
Runs his RBI total to 56 on the year. Michael Busch, a left-hander, will get a shot against the left-handed Murphy. First pitch sent into the seats down the left field line.
Michael Busch, definitely a power hitter. As he's come up through the minors, that's one of the things, one of the credentials that has gotten him to the big leagues. But here, left on left, actually choking up on the bat a little bit right away.
And off second, another foul ball toward the sweets.
And I don't know if this is residue from Freddie Freeman and his approach with a man on second and 2 outs and not trying to do too much in an RBI situation, but definitely there are messages that are verbal and messages that are subtle that come from veterans.
Nothing in 2. Good fight from Michael. We'll see another pitch. If Freddie Freeman has told folks, including our own Jose Mota, about the genesis of choking up, because he was getting calluses and blisters on his hand. He wanted to stop that
from the knob of the bat.
Another 0-2. It's outside.
The situation, a left-handed batter is trying to let the ball get deep so that he can stay on the fastball, but also stay on the off-speed stuff away.
Count squares up.
There is a huge hole at shortstop, the traditional shortstop position. If you let the ball get deep and go towards the monster, you got a shot on the ground or in the air.
That is in the air to center field. Abreu fighting the sun, and he makes the catch. Yeah, the wind is definitely messing with the flight of the baseballs at Fenway right now. The Dodgers have scored in 4 straight innings, leading 5-2 as we stretch.
In attendance on September 12th to receive a Freddie Freeman jersey presented by Bank of America. To purchase tickets, go to Dodgers.com/promotions.
Number 5-0. So Freddie Freeman, number 5, hit his 50th double today. Mookie Betts, number 5-0, hit a home run over the monster in his weekend return to Boston. Now a 3-run cushion for Gavin Stone at the bottom of the 7th inning.
Good to see Gavin Stone still out there. I mean, this is Bessie and Brazier behind him, but to have Gavin Stone start the 7th is a great accomplishment. He's been living with that fastball and changeup combination. There's the combio. They are 1 for 8 off the fastball and 1 for 7 off the changeup. Same kind of ratio he used in his last stint with the Dodgers, but today the accuracy of both has been much better.
Shadows now almost to home plate. Count 1 and 2 on Connor Wong. It's one sharply on the ground to Muncy for the first out of the 7th. So Mookie now in right field, but he had a couple of starts in this series on the infield. That certainly didn't shock anybody in the Red Sox organization because, of course, Mookie was drafted as an infielder. So how does a guy who is now a front runner for National League MVP, who's won an American League MVP, and who threatens for such awards every single year, how does he fall to the 5th round of a Major League Baseball draft? Line to short for out number 2. Well, my friend Jonathan Mayo, who's a terrific prospect writer for MLB Pipeline, he wrote a book, Smart, Wrong, and Lucky. It's out right now. You get it. It's super interesting because it takes you into the weeds of the world that is amateur scouting, kind of origin stories. And there is a chapter on Mookie Betts, kind of detailing how the Red Sox found this diamond in the rough that people were sleeping on because of his measurables, because he wasn't quote unquote one of those off the bus guys. area scout Danny Watkins saw him summer before his senior year at Overton High School at a showcase for rising seniors at Tennessee State University, and notice how comfortable he was, how he made everything he did look so easy. Now, most of that comfort was at second base, but because Watkins loved him so much, he knew he had to sell him. He's like, he's a shortstop, because that's how you push. You know, of course, if you're going to spend high draft capital on somebody, a premier position like shortstop is where you want him. Count 2-2 on Verdugo. So there are so many details in this chapter. That's why I encourage you to read the book, because it just blows you away. The work that is done by our organization, area scouts, cross checkers, national, like, to get people on draft boards and get their names called early in the draft, and how they tried to kind of keep it quiet. They're fighting the Kansas City Royals and the Padres, two other teams that really love Mookie. Poked to center by Verdugo. It will hang up for James Outman to race in. A 1-2-3 7th for Gavin Stone. The end of the finale of this series between the Dodgers and Red Sox at Fenway Oral. And of course, this is all about Mookie Betts this weekend, the headliner of all the reunions that we're seeing. But this game, you were most excited to see Gavin Stone.
Well, Gavin Stone looks completely different. He's really pounding the strike zone. He's staying away from traffic. The fastball and the changeup, which were the foundational pitches when he first came to the big leagues, he really is using them at a higher level now. And it is not only in usage, but in accuracy. So that's an outstanding outing.
Caleb Ferguson open. He's come in since and done a terrific job. Fly ball to left for Miguel Rojas off the monster. And Mickey Rowe now an extra base hit machine.
The barrel of the bat's called the head of the bat, and on the bench they say get the head out, and that's what he does right here.
Gavin Stone is breathing in the dugout. The Dodgers leading by 3 in the 8th, but perhaps they can extend it. It's well off the plate, called the strike against Austin Barnes, with a screaming double down the line to right. That's
Watch
what it says in the box. No, that's what it says in the box score.
Yeah, it does. Well, Austin Barnes over his last 11 games is hitting .375.
Yes, he is.
Got hits in 9 of his last 11 games, including 5 straight now because of that double down the line.
Tapper off the plate. I mean, Austin's been asked about his recent productivity, coming through in some clutch spots, particularly the end of the homestand against Miami. He said, look, it's been a frustrating year. It's been really, really tough this year. There's no question about it. He's just so happy to finally be able to come through and help the team win like that. That's really his only focus right now. He's not worried about his numbers or what they'll look like at the end of the year because of the slow start. Two foul back. Checking with Brendan Miller, the home plate umpire, that was indeed a good pitch to swing at.
Too much information as a pitcher. I didn't like that.
So we'll do another 2-2.
He's battling him. Got to battle the shadows and the pitcher.
Ground ball, right side of second base. That pushes Rojas to third.
Very good, productive out.
The Red Sox want to meet on the mound with Murphy ahead of his meeting with Mookie.
Mookie has had a great return to Fenway, and this punctuates it. Over the monster. It might not be exactly what the fans wanted, but they got reminded of what they lost.
Fans didn't want him to leave. Organization made that call in a generational talent. And the Dodgers and all Los Angeles happy to have him. Strike one. He said that home run is 35th of the year, tying his career high set last year was a punctuation. He's got a chance here in the 8th. And what does he do? Dump a base hit into right field, an RBI single for Betts, and a 6-2 lead for the Dodgers.
He's been peppering the monster. He's been going over the monster, and now he goes to right field. Well, that's just a good piece of hitting. Stays inside this one and just drives it to right field. With the infield in this situation, not looking for the power to left field as much as to spray it all over the field, make good solid contact, and that's what he does.
First pitch swinging for Freddie Freeman. And he'll follow up Betts' base hit with a single of his own. First and third for LA. That was only a one-bagger inside the box score, brought to you by your Lexus dealers, detailing the two-baggers he has today. Now 50 on the year, second most in franchise history, the most ever for an LA Dodger, breaking a tie with Sean Green.
He is the leader of the pack for Los Angeles, and I'll take the over as far as the franchise leader. He will be that soon.
Now Rosario back up. The runners at the corners. He gets strike one. Now strike two after the foul ball. So Oral, if you were to look at Mookie and Freddie, you know, the two guys at the top of the order, and just add their numbers today, they have 6 hits.
It's a lot
in 10 tries.
Huh. That is a dynamic duo.
3 of those hits for extra bases.
That is a tough way as an opposing pitcher to start the game and then go through the game.
You know, Mookie, it was an emotional Friday night. He said he was nervous, didn't know what to expect. I think most people expected what we got, which was a raucous ovation for him and a ton of love. Yesterday, though, he was like, now it's time to get some wins. You know, and sort of like Freddie's first trip back to Atlanta, to get it out of the way. And now it's back to playing ball.
Yeah, they win today, they win the series, and they have a winning road trip. Go on a road, have 6 games, come back home 4-2. That is what first place teams do.
2-strike battle for Rosario going right now.
We've got 6 outs to go with at least a 4-run lead. tack on some more right here. Insurance runs.
Rosario bounces one over the head of Betts and foul ground, so he'll stay there. And wins on the road have been coming more regularly for the Dodgers the last couple of months. That was not the case for the first few months of the year. They were 17 and 19 away from Dodger Stadium out the gate. But since the 20th of June, the Freeway Series in Anaheim, kind of a line of demarcation in this 2023 campaign for the Dodgers, are 19 and 9. Ground ball to third. They go to second for one. Rosario's speed makes sure they don't get two. Betts scores, and the lead is 5.
Rosario is so fast down the line, and that ball is deep shortstop with a long throw to get to the pivot at third base. And then when Rosario goes by the bag, he has to let the parachutes out to slow down.
First pitch to Muncy's outside. Max 2 for 3 with a walk. Swings through a strike. Big swing with a big miss. Max falls behind 1-2. Muncy gets into one, pushes Abreu to the warning track. He hauls in the third out of the top of the 8th. The Dodgers keep pouring on the runs. Matter of moments. Access Sportsnet Dodgers hang out with John Hartung, Nomar Garcia-Parra, and Jerry Hairston Jr. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mookie Betts. They wrap up their singing of Sweet Caroline at Fenway Park before the bottom of the 8th inning. Gavin Stone back to work on the mound against Justin Turner. Oh, I'm an idiot.
Why?
Stone Cold Steve Austin, Stone Cold Gavin Stone.
Yeah, I didn't. He's a reliever. I would expect you to only think of starters. But speaking of relievers, it is the longest relief appearance by a Dodger since Mitch White back in 2021. So he is stone cold. White went 7 1/3 back in August of 21.
A 2-strike pitch to Turner, taken to left center. Justin Turner with his second home run in as many days. Red turn 2 has number 22. It's a 7-3 lead for the Dodgers.
And he's showing the Dodgers that he can still hit. He can still take a punch because he got hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Took a walk in his first at bat. Popped out in his 3rd at bat and popped this one out of Fenway in his 4th at bat. A swing we all remember. I think even Dodger fans have a bobblehead with that leg kick in the air.
The very next pitch, the same result. Goodness, Adam Duvall. He's homered in back-to-back games. The Red Sox not going quietly.
The youngster has had a great relief appearance. Turner and Duvall go deep back-to-back, and it really brings Dave Roberts out of the dugout. But the youngster had a great game. Who probably will still record a W in this game. Leaves disappointed, but it was an outstanding outing.
Of course, he would want back the back-to-back home runs for Turner and Duvall, but new career high in innings at this level, 6+, 4 earned on 5 hits, 2 strikeouts, no walks. So another Fenway reunion. The former World Series champion with the Red Sox, Ryan Brazier, on the mound for the Dodgers.
Struggled early in the season with Boston, an ERA of 7.29, but with the Dodgers, just barely over 1. Has been outstanding with Los Angeles.
His numbers with LA, though. Wow. Struggling with some pitch calm right now.
We watched this with Lance Lynn leaving Chicago and being outstanding with the Dodgers, and now Brazier getting to show off his wares. Working hard on the pitch calm right now. We've noticed this in end of games and close quarters, loud crowds, that the pitch calm sometimes cannot get loud enough.
Yesterday was Brazier's 36th birthday. So Blue Star Gratteralls. Pitchcom issues have been settled. Tristan Casas, another slugger. 1 ball, 1 strike. Casas was the first of the 3 Red Sox home runs we've seen so far today. A 2-run variety in the 6th. Ended a 4-2 game. More the same theme for the Red Sox offense in this series. Leaning on the long ball. Brazier's 1-2. Fouled back. Gotten to the Dodgers staff 8 times for homers over the course of this weekend. Brazier wins the battle, striking out Casas.
Always talk about the extra adrenaline you get when you come back and you face your old team. Ryan Brazier not only gets the adrenaline, gets the strikeout.
Ball 1 to Trevor Story. That'll let up the count.
Advantage Dodgers on the scoreboard, 7-4. Advantage Dodgers on defense with the shadows.
Two and two.
Now that the shadows have creeped past the dirt in front of home plate, that's about the last information that the hitter picks up that when he decides where he's going to swing and if he's going to swing. The last 15 feet, it's almost humanly impossible for your eyes to pick up anything that's gone on. So it's all about reading the ball when it's in the sunlight. The rest of it is a blur.
That breaking ball was a blur. His Story swung and missed on it. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ryan Brazier.
Whenever you have inconsistent light, you want to have the ball start one place, end up another. It's hard enough when you can see it the whole way. It's almost impossible when you can't see it the whole way.
Now Pablo Reyes. 97 up and in. +5 years in the Red Sox bullpen for Ryan Brazier. He's authoring a brilliant new chapter now with the Dodgers. He's fallen behind Reyes. 3-0. He's on the board. It's the benefit of a call.
Well, it's the interesting time for a right-handed pitcher with the sun coming over the third base side, because when you go into your delivery, a lot of times the bill of your hat does not block the sun, so you're blinded also as you're coming towards home. It's worse at Wrigley where it comes between the stands, but here it's pretty bad this time of day.
Now is 3-2. Grounded to short. And Brazier gets 3 outs in consecutive order. But the Red Sox got the back-to-back home runs from Turner and Duvall to cut into the Dodger lead. Let's show you the play of the game, brought to you by your Southern California Volkswagen dealers. Of course, it's Mookie's Monster Shot.
These 3 games have all been about Mookie, but the Dodgers are about to win 2 out of 3 of them if they can get a few more outs.
Eight innings of offensive work so far, and the Dodgers got the leadoff batter aboard in 5 of them. Mauricio Llovera, the new pitcher for the Red Sox.
Dodgers only plated 5 runs yesterday, but they left a lot of people on base, didn't hit with runners in scoring position. Today they are finishing off the task and got 7.
The right-handed Llovera, 27 years old, from Venezuela. Will have to contend with 5, 6, and 7 in the LA lineup, beginning with Chris Taylor. CT down on 3 pitches. James Outman up. You know, one player who wasn't able to be celebrated this weekend was JD Martinez. Martinez, of course, on the injured list and will be down for still a couple more weeks while he tries to get back to 100%.
He's so missed as a person and as a bat, of course. He's in Arizona rehabbing.
Sending our best to JD for a full recovery. At this point, typically you hear people say speedy recovery. At this point, you just want a full recovery. So JD is right for the stretch and postseason run.
What he understands about hitting, once he's healthy enough and starts to get enough swings, he won't take much time to get back, especially everything that they've unlocked in a Dodger uniform to show the performance that he's had this year.
1-2 bounce to second. 2 out in the top of the ninth. Kirsten Watson has more of some other injured Dodgers.
Yes, we have a few more guys who are working their way back, including Joe Kelly as well as Yens Almonte. There was a question if Joe was going to be available when the team got back for the homestand. Dave Roberts said at this moment they don't suspect him to be back this homestand. He's still dealing with a little bit of soreness, but working his way back. They do suspect for him to come back and have a strong ending to this regular season and be available for the postseason, as well as Yens Almonte. But the two of them may need another week or two or so, guys.
Thanks, Kirsten. Ball one inside on Michael Busch. The doctor telling the media before the game a couple more weeks on Yency, and Joe Kelly did throw a bullpen, but arm is still bothering him. Dave was confident that he'd be back this season, not necessarily confident that it'll be 100%. Opposite field fly ball for Michael Busch. It's caught right at the wall in left. So 3 outs to get for the Dodgers. Hello, Evan Phillips. Evan Phillips come in to try and close things out. He's 20 for 22 in save opportunities this year. An ERA of 2.39.
The most consistent and dominant piece of the Dodger bullpen. The batting average against tells most of the story at 167, and he will not give you many free passes. He is going to fill up the strike zone. I think as we look at Evan Phillips, we have to remind ourselves of Ryan Brazier and the job that he has done in a Dodger uniform, now only giving up 1 earned run on 8 hits in his last 20 innings pitched. That's an ERA of .45. So talk about a guy who can set up Evan Phillips.
And not all innings created equal. He has come in to some difficult situations, some big jams. He's been truly elite. He's coming to the Dodgers. I'm glad he got to have a positive and big moment in his return to Fenway.
Yeah, we talk about the Dodger offense and being able to pass the baton like a relay race team. Well, the same thing is really true about the bullpen, and they are becoming a great relay team.
It's the bottom third of the Red Sox lineup here in the bottom of the ninth. 7, 8, and 9. 2 balls and a strike on Abreu. Phillips breaks his bat and a fly ball to center. Easily handled by Outman.
2 outs away from a winning road trip. Takes a combination of things to consistently win games, and the Dodger offense has been part of that combination. Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, of course, in this game, and Mookie throughout the whole trip. The last 5 games of this road trip, the Dodger offense for Dave Roberts, 34 runs, 63 hits, averaging almost 7 runs a game. Team batting average over the last 5 games, 330.
Those 2 at the top leading the charge for Dave Roberts. Former teammate Alex Cora going to the bench for a pinch hitter here with 1 out in the ninth. Reese McGuire. He's got 4 hits this series. And there's Masataka Yoshida in the on-deck circle. Dodgers lead is 3. 2 more outs to get. Got a piece of the 2-2 to stay alive against Evan Phillips. Count's been run full. That shot to left field. Taylor hustling at it. It will bang off the wall. And because it was well fielded by CT and quickly thrown back in, McGuire stays on first with a single.
Outstanding play of the carom off the green monster, and down by 3. They're not going to risk anything that would give the Dodgers an easy out. Take your single, and that's all you should take. It sounds good. It is good for the Red Sox. Chris Taylor plays it well.
Instead of Luis Urias, it is Masataka Yoshida. The 30-year-old rookie takes strike 1. Batting .294 on the year. 5 in the American League in batting average, top 20 in on base and OPS. He's hit the skids over the last month as he's running low on steam. That flies foul. Nothing in 2. His career marks in NPB and Nippon Professional Baseball League in Japan. Very good.
Yes.
And Adam Jones, longtime big leaguer, played with Yoshida for the Oryx Buffaloes and called him the Japanese Juan Soto. Last year led Oryx to the Japan Series title. Franchise's first since 1996 when they were led by Ichiro. Here's the 1-2. That's high, and the count is now even.
He does not have the Soto shuffle on his takes.
But he does have a discerning eye. Grounded to first. Freddie thinks about getting the lead runner. Instead, just step on the bag at first. 2 down in the 9th. Back to the top of the order with Alex Verdugo. Justin Turner on deck. So last night, Dodger fans are thinking, can the game get to Mookie with the game on the line? And it did. And he lined out to center to end the ball game. Dodger fans tonight, they'll take a pass on seeing Justin Turner at the plate representing the tying run.
In some ways, the scriptwriter should get Turner to the plate. We got the anxiety of a Mookie Betts at bat last night. Why not the nerves for a Turner at bat?
0-2.
Evan Phillips got something to say about that.
Fans to their feet at Fenway. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 to end the game. That's a win, a series win for LA. 7-4 the final.
Headlined by Mookie Betts, but there was offense other than that. There was pitching by Phillips, of course Stone and Brazier and Ferguson, and that's a winning road trip.
A 4-2 mark in 6 games in Cleveland and Boston. Mookie Betts, an emotional weekend, continued to deliver. Hit streak now at 15 games, and he did have his home run over the monster in this one. A lot to talk about on the post-game show for John Hartung, Jerry Hairston Jr., and Nomar Garciaparra on Access Sportsnet Dodgers. That is on the way. The Dodgers were headed back home. We'll see at Dodger Stadium tomorrow as the series against the D-backs kicks off. Kirsten Watson, Oral Hershiser, and our terrific crew, spearheaded by Mike Levy. I'm Stephen Nelson. We'll see you back in L.A. tomorrow.